Hey guys,
Morning.
Happy Tip Day.
happy sip day.
Yes, it's always happy.
Always
Hopefully.
happy. Every
Right.
day's a happy day.
Exactly.
Well, we
Exactly.
left off last time. Well, we were talking about Scott Donnell and some sort of like how your kids can be more financially, what's the word he uses?
Financially fit.
Financially fit. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. And I know we promised a part two.
So part two, and I believe we went through kind of his thoughts about how to engage your kids and kind of some of the verbiage to use. You know, he likes using gigs instead of chores because chores is viewed negatively. Gigs is more a positive connotation. So one of the things as a follow-up is how do you actually physically implement this idea and what should the kids use as far as technology goes, you know, them being minors.
Right.
Got a suggestion from actually one of our clients that uses it for his kids is Greenlight. And it has a very user friendly user face is amazing on the app side. So what you can do is you set up a family where the parents control the I guess the main interface of Greenlight, and then if your kids have a device, they can load their own app where they see only their dashboard and not siblings' dashboards. So at this point, we don't have devices for our kids. That's a whole nother sip on why our kids don't have devices yet.
Yeah.
Um, but for now, it's managed. The three of my kids are all managed on one user face. So when the kids receive, you know, once they complete the gig and they receive their money, the way that we do that is we transfer from the parent account to three different accounts for their benefit. So there's a save, there's a spend, and then there's a give. So that's another decision and conversation to have with your kids
Yeah.
is where how to split up the money that they earned in the previous week in spend, save, and give. In our house, 10% automatically goes to give no matter what. And then they can decide how much to put in save, how much to put in spend. And then we transfer it. It happens instantaneously. We can reload money into the parent Greenlight account, and we just tied it electronically to our checking account. So that's instantaneous as well. And then each kid has their own credit card, and the smiles on their faces when the credit card came with their own name printed
That's
on it's
cool.
actually a debit card, not a credit card, a debit card. So, you know, Margot I mean, my oldest carries it everywhere. My middle, when we prompt him to carry it, and then my youngest likes it too. And all three of them have used it at stores. So they walk up, here's what I want to buy. They give the teller or the cashier the debit card. They scan it, and it was a whole big thing the very first time that we did it.
Very cool.
And you know, all the transaction history, I can pull it up. When the kids get older, there's parental control, so you can limit the amount of money that they spend on specific things. If you want them to spend only 10% of their money on gaming, so to speak, then you can put a parental control. So when they're not 100% communicative with you, you can set up that control and restriction on how they spend their money. So we haven't gotten there yet. Our kids are, as far as we know, 100% communicative on what they're spending. And we can also see the transactions, but they're
Right.
very truthful. So we haven't had to implement that yet. I'm sure there'll be a time um,
Teenage years.
where that comes. So it's been super helpful. I know there's other technology out there. If clients or friends ask, I have glowing reviews of Greenlight. And when we just got back from vacation, we had a 11-year-old watch our house. So we wanted to give her some money. And I didn't know this, you could do this, but she has a Greenlight account. And I was able to
Cool.
Venmo. She doesn't have Venmo or PayPal or anything like that, but I was able to go from Venmo to directly to her Greenlight.
Wow. Okay. Very
That's
cool. So
incredible.
I'm thinking about the flow of this, right? Let's say you have just mom and dad's bank account, nothing to do with Greenlight or the kids, right? So you're transferring from your joint bank account, presumably, to essentially a joint bank account or family bank account at Greenlight. And then from Greenlight, it goes to, in your case, Margot, Graham, Francis. And then within each three of theirs, you can dictate three spend pots too. So, what was it? Spend, save, give.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, so that's really cool. So it sounds overwhelming, but I imagine on the dashboard it's super easy, right? And you're clicking a button or two to give money to them for like their gigs or their chores, however you want
Right.
to use it. And that's really
Yeah, and when
cool though
we're
on
in
the
the store,
Venmo.
well, and when they're in the store, if they don't have their card, we'll pay, my wife or I will pay, and then I immediately go on the app and I transfer money out of their account to the parent main account.
Right. Right. Because presumably you'll just pay it back later once they do more gigs. Yeah. So it's kind of in this holding tank. That's cool. I didn't know if you could use it almost like Apple Pay, just your phone with the green light.
There may be once the kid has the device itself.
Ah, okay.
I'm sure there's a kind of an Apple Pay scenario where
Very
Greenlight would
cool.
accept that. I haven't looked at that yet because we're not there,
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah. Plus the physical
but
card, it's cool, right? Most times you see mom and dad with the card and
right.
all the
Well,
tap.
you're not carrying around, quarters and change and cash. Oh, I forgot cash. It's just one card.
And so many
Um,
places don't even take cash now. You go out to these
Yes.
smaller vendors, they don't even take cash. So you're carrying cash, but then you're mentally remembering that you
right.
have to pay back. It's way too, yeah, it like kind of almost ruins the whole thing. You're like, I'll just do it because it's easier.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Well, and just like we did in part one of this, there's a psychology and a messaging behind this, and that's going to be family dependent. The one other thing I wanted to bring up, which is the next step, which we haven't done yet, but it's just because I haven't had time, but the kids can open up an investment account
Very
Mm.
cool.
That was going to be one of
inside
my
of,
questions.
yeah, inside of Greenlight. It costs a couple extra bucks a month, but my older two have asked, oh, well, how much am I earning on it? And they do pay interest on cash. I think it's 1.5% or something. So they're making interest on the save, not to spend. So they're learning the differences between the two. And then on the investment side, my oldest daughter loves Lululemon, right? So she's been talking about, oh, well, it's only 1.5% interest. And I heard about, so once we get there, we can use their save, transfer to investment account, and you can actually buy publicly traded
Wow.
stocks or ETFs or mutual funds. So that's the next step, which
Mm.
obviously we can do in UPMA accounts on the investment side or
Right.
Roth IRAs. But this is all through Greenlight, which is managed completely by the kid. So
Right.
Right.
us as advisors, we can offer that, which we've done so. But the parents can do it as well if they want their kids to manage it, which I feel like I would push. Hey, have
Sure.
the kids go in, have them buy it, have them check it, have them ask questions. Why is it down? Why am I losing money? Oh, I made money. Should I spend it? Should I sell? All those things. Getting them financially fit slash educated
Yeah.
when they're in elementary and middle school is gonna hopefully pave the way. So.
Yeah, I mean, they really don't even like teach that in high school, you know? You'll learn how to some biochemistry crazy stuff that you'll never, I mean, to all the biochemists, sorry. But other than you guys, no one's using it, you know? So
Right.
everybody could use this. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. No, I mean, I love that it builds habits and so at such an early age because
Yeah.
habits dictate pretty much everything else that you do in your life when you think about it. If you it beats motivation, it beats when you have a habit that's built up that says, I know what I should do, save or spend. If I don't spend it, I can save it, earn some interest. Oh, wait, I can actually earn even more if I invest it in something like a stock. And over time, they'll grow. And that teaches them from a young age that this is how you should set up your earnings and how you give, spend, and save. Like, I absolutely love that idea. And I think it's going to pay great dividends, Greg, for all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. And it's interesting to know the different personalities with just my three kids and who's the saver, who's the spender, who decide, who makes decisions quickly when they want to spend money, who has to think about it.
Right.
That's also interesting and a good thing to start figuring out as parents on how you guide each kid differently financially. One of them is encouraging them to spend, contribute to society. How are you spending? Is it big business? Is it small business? Why would you buy on Amazon versus the small business, the pros and cons, that type of
Mm.
lesson as well, is kind of step two or step three or step four as you're building the pyramid, so to speak, for the kids.
Well, when it's your money, you have to think more closely about it, right?
Right.
Versus like, oh, it's mom and dad's, or oh, it's, birthday, birthday money, Christmas cash, whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Good. Well, I have to really get on this. I feel like we're far away, but we're not. It's coming quick.
But I do think you have some years. My youngest is turning 8 or turned 8 last week,
Yeah.
and so she's ingrained with it. But it was a little bit over her head, a year and a half ago when we started this, but now she's fully up to speed. So, I mean, I guess you can never start too early, but we started, and one last thing, we opened we bank with PNC, and they have a really cool interface for kids. It's Sesame Street themed.
Oh,
So
cool.
when we open up their first bank account, they can actually go in, and it's Elmo and it's Ernie Bert, etc. So it got them used to money. And so that might be maybe like the first step,
Yep.
Katie, for your
Yeah.
kids at their age, is get them a bank account, and then they can go on. And I mean, I don't know if your kids watch Sesame Street or not. That seems a little archaic, but it was okay for our kids because that was still on.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. I have them in Smarty Pig right now. So
Maybe they have different choices.
yeah,
Right.
I gotta check the interface. I don't know. The piggy bank's cute. They don't
Yeah,
know though. Too young, but not for long.
right.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Thanks,
Any
guys.
questions, let
Bye.
us know.